Alright everybody, welcome to the live stream here to watch the Full Throttle Motorsports Cup Series at Richmond. We are getting loaded in here to spectate qualifying. When we get loaded in, I'll take you through the field. We'll ride around for a few laps with these guys as they qualify, and we'll get this thing rolling. Alright, so we are loaded in. We have the 5 car, Let's Go Brandon. Got the 94 of Pooh. 62 of Waffle House. 12 of Dinger Racing. The 4 of Noosemuckle. The 42 of Cat Daddy. 93 of Getter. The 37 of Clune. The 48 of Wolfpack. The 19 of Sturdy Chain. And here's our in-race reporter and the number 18, Rowdy. Here's Outlaw. Looks like number 2. 36 of Animated Wharf. And there's your field. So we're going to ride along with a few of these people, let them get their laps in. And as they complete their qualifying, we'll pause the stream. And we'll be right back after that when it's the drop of the green flag. Alright, we are getting loaded in here. These guys already took the green flag, so we're gonna catch them within the first few laps. But we'll see about where they're at here. It's Richmond, so they'll probably be on lap 3 or 4 once we get loaded in. Alright, and we are loaded in. You can see these guys have already gotten pretty single filed out. Looks as though Dinger Racing and his Liberty University Chevy is your leader, excuse me. But he's got Let's Go Brandon all over his back bumper through 3 and 4. And here we got Cat Daddy in his 42, Brent Chevy. In 3rd place, he's followed up by the 48. '48 is Wolfpack. Now, it looks as though early on in this Richmond race, the 19 is struggling with a really tight car, especially on entry. Dinger Racing puts him down by a lap pretty early in this thing. But you can see that Dinger has also opened up a pretty decent 5-6 car length gap on Let's Go Brandon, which seems to be struggling with a loose car. So here's Cat Daddy, who just got passed up by the 48 of Wolfpack for 3rd position, as those two guys are, in fact, catching the 2nd place car of Let's Go Brandon. The 19 around on the bottom of turn 3, right there into the end of pit wall. And there we are with Gator. Whoa! Gator splits them as they made contact there. What 2 cars? That's a 36 of Animated Wharf, I believe. And the 42 of Cat Daddy got together off of turn 2 there, and that's when Getter split those two. Now Getter, he stepped away from his typical black and yellow scheme to run this nice red and white with the hint of black in it, but that paint scheme looks pretty slick, especially for this night race at Richmond. Now Getter is sitting in the 4th position. As you can see, the 48 and 5 have gapped themselves pretty good. As it sounds as though we are going to have a caution on the speedway as multiple cars piled up. There it is. You can see it from the point of view of the 19. You got the 37 of Clune, the 4 of Newsmuckle, and Rowdy. Yeah, the 18 of Rowdy. So Dinger Racing will be your leader as we get the caution here. These guys are going to be making their pit stops under caution I believe the 19 is going to be the lucky dog. I'm not 100% sure if there was any other cars a lap down at this point. Sturdy Chain and the 19 was your lucky dog, so he is back on the lead lap. Now the 2 car must have pulled some strategy or forgot to pit. He does drop all the way to the bottom, but he's hanging on tight with that lead. Dinger Racing drives in hard on the outside. Let's Go Brandon drives in hard on the inside in 3rd position. Is there 3 wide? Dinger Racing off the wall. Let's Go Brandon takes the lead. Wolfpack has made his way up to 3rd. Dinger Racing drops back to 4th. Wolfpack on the outside of the 2 car back here. Always to the inside of him. Across him over down the back straightaway. Clune up in the wall. 62 makes a little contact with him, but everybody stays pretty straight. Gator making his way here in the 5th as he is following in that bottom line behind the 2 to try to get... Oh, there is a caution on the speedway. Okay. Oh, that was a stage. Excuse me. That was the end of stage 1. So Let's Go Brandon is your stage 1 winner. Followed up by the 48 of Wolfpack, the 2, the 12, and the 93 to round out your top 5. Looks like Rowdy in 6th, the 42 in 7th. And you got the 4 and the 36 side by side. It's hard to tell who got it there, but it looks like Sturdy Chain made his way to clean out the top, or to finish out the top 10. So here we go for the beginning of stage 2. Got Let's Go Brandon leading the way. On his outside is the 36 of Animated Wharf, then Noose Muckle in 3rd. So they take the green flag to start stage 2. Everybody driving really hard going into the corners. You see them spreading out 2, 3 wide. Sturdy Chain up in the wall off of 2. Let's Go Brandon opening up a gap pretty early as the 2nd place guys are running side by side. Noose Muckle makes his way up to 2nd, but he's got Wolfpack directly on his inside inner in turn 1. So as you can see, these guys are running 2, 3 wide. That's Dinger Racing all the way down on the bottom. So he gets in front of the 48 car for 3rd position, but the 48 fighting back on the outside as they're trying to close in on Noose Muckle. '18 coming to the inside of Pooh and Clune here at the tail end of the pack right now. Sturdy Chain pounds the wall off of turn 2 again. That 19 car is just not having a good time tonight. I think he's been in the wall more times than they've ran laps here. Let's ride along here with Dinger Racing as he tries to close in on our leader. Let's Go Brandon. Now Dinger Racing. Oh, as there is a caution on the speedway. Dinger Racing, as long as I've been covering Full Throttle Motorsports, Dinger Racing has had some of the strongest performances on these short tracks, but he just has not been able to seal the deal. So tonight he plans on sealing the deal and finishing this thing out. Now this is a manual caution, so as you can see now these guys are pitting. Led in by Let's Go Brandon. Clune in the 37 stays out. and he is the only car who stays out on the track. So I believe that's going to make that 37 car your leader. You can see everyone peeling into their pit boxes here. And the only satisfying thing about watching pit stops under the manual cautions is pretty much watching these cars wreck each other as they enter the pits. Oh, the 36 of Animated Wharf is your first car off of pit road. Possibly. Thought I saw another car in there. Oh, Dinger was your first car off pit road, then followed up by Animated Wharf. And then, is that Rowdy lining up in the 4th position? Followed up there by Lesko Brandon. Now, Lesko Brandon, he led these guys on the pit road, so it makes you wonder. We know the 37 stayed out on he's on old tires. 12, the 36, and the 18 must be on a 2-tire strategy. And I believe your first car with 4 fresh tires is gonna be the 5 of Lesko Brandon lined up in 5th. You've got Newsmuckle lined up to round out your top 6. So that's your first 3 rows here as these guys come around, entering turn 3 and 4 for the restart. And they will be taking the green flag in the Geico restart zone. 37 drops it low. The 12 Dinger gets a big restart here. It almost makes you wonder if he jumped the restart possibly. I'm not 100% sure. It's something that I would have to watch again. I did not have the best angle. But the 37 quite possibly could have spun his tires on those old tires also. So Dinger Racing makes himself out to a big lead. Now Lesko Brandon on those 4 fresh tires makes his way all the way up to 2nd. And we've got a big wreck entering turn 3 at the end of the back straightaway. The 48, the 93, the 2, the 37, the 42, all involved. The 94 possibly involved. The 18 possibly involved. So about half the field, if not more than half, was involved in a caution there at the end of the back straightaway, entering turn 3. That's a treacherous part of the racetrack because you really just get to where you have nowhere to go if these guys start wrecking in front of you. So now it'll be interesting to see, being that these guys just pit under that last caution flag, if we're going to have some guys stay out, some guys pit. Oh. And they are experiencing some technical difficulties, it looks like. Lesko Brandon lagged out. So at this point I will pause the stream here and we'll try to get things sorted out, and we will be right back. Alright, and we're back. We're gonna get loaded back into Richmond here after those technical difficulties. A lot of storms moving through my area right now, so that may have something to do with it. It may just be server errors. We have no honest idea really, but we're gonna get loaded back in. These guys should probably be on like 43, 44, maybe 45 when we get loaded in here, and we'll be able to watch the rest of this race. And we catch them here on a pit road exit after a manual caution. If I'm not mistaken, the manual caution came from Rowdy. After some contact with another driver, he spun it down on the apron. So it looks as though the 94 of Pooh will be your pole sitter here on this restart as they come exit in turn 4. Dinger racing on the outside, and Pooh gets a good jump on the restart. Dinger hangs right there with him. Pooh clears him. 12 crosses him over, dives in low. Dinger trying to get his nose to the inside of the 94. 94 clears him, overdrives it a little bit in turn 3. That's going to set the 12 up to get to his inside down the front straightaway and have the preferred line going into turn 1 here. 94 takes it way high, probably gets the wall there. Yes, he does. And that gives Dinger the lead here in the late going in stage 2. We see the 42 pass up the 4 there. Dinger nails the wall coming off turn 2. That's going to open up the door for the 62 to take the lead. Animated Wharf wanting a piece of the action here. Riding in 3rd position. Let's see if this 12 can get back to the lead here around this 62. As I try to get a lap count from Rowdy. Dinger to the inside of 62 here. I believe that is Outlaw. Nope, that is Waffle House. Excuse me, that is Waffle House. Not to take credit away from him, as he has the preferred line on the 12. Gives the 12 a little nudge, moves him up the racetrack, opens the door up for Animated Wharf on the bottom here. Animated Wharf moves up to 2nd. Wolfpack following him up to the inside of the 62. 62 trying to get back to the inside of the 36. 36 to the inside of Dinger. .62 trying to figure out who he wants to go with. The 48 gets to the inside of him. Dinger a little loose. Oh, the 62 loose, pushes the Wolfpack all the way down. That is Waffle House. Pushes the 48 all the way down. These guys bumping and rubbing and just roughing each other up all over the place. Let's get back up here to the leaders as we have a good side-by-side battle here between Animated Wharf and Dinger Racing. Waffle House goes around on the back straightaway, and looks like the 94 of Pooh, as there will now be a caution on the speedway. Now it looks to be a manual caution, so these guys are going to line themselves up, get themselves slowed down, maybe do a pit cycle. Rowdy, can I get a lap count, please? 29:30 to go in the stage. There are 6 laps remaining in the stage, so they will more than likely restart with 4 to go and have a 4-lap shootout to the end of the stage. This pit road is closed this time by So with the 4-lap shootout at the end of the stage, 3 to 4 lap shootout, it's going to be interesting to see, do one of these guys in the back stay out? One of these guys stay out in the back of the pack? Did they take 2 tires? Who's going to take 4? So it'll be interesting to see. Now Dinger Racing definitely had stage 1 stolen from him by Let's Go Brandon, so it'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do. And the 4 of Newsmuckle stays out. There's Outlaw. Newsmuckle stays out on track, and the 93 of Getter also stays out. Who else is that back here? The 37 of Clune also stays out. And everybody else makes their way into pit road. And we do have some 2-tire stops out here. I believe Dinger Racing, possibly with the 2-tire stop, as he did lead them onto pit road, and he is now lined up in 4th position. And then you have the 42 of Cat Daddy in 5th. 36 of Animated Wharf in 6th, the 48 of Wolfpack 7th, the 18 of Rowdy 8th, the 2 of Outlaw, followed up by the 62 Waffle House, 94 of Pooh, as they take the green flag with, I believe, 4 to go, 3 to go, one or the other. As a few of these guys get jumbled up. 4 of Newsmuckle has taken off. Now Dinger, first car that took him down pit road, I believe he's on 2 right side tires. So he's closing in on the 4 of Newsmuckle. Is this the white flag? So they're at 2 to go. Coming to the... They'll be taking the white flag this time. As you see, the 4 moves up the track. That allows Dinger to get the lead. But he has the 2 of Outlaw right here on him, within 2 car lengths. I believe Outlaw took 4 tires. Does he drive it in hard into 3 and move the 12 up the track? No, he does not. If he did, it wasn't hard enough. Oh, he gets to his bumper on the exit of 4, but not enough time at the line. The 12 of Dinger is your stage 2 winner, followed up by Outlaw in the 2. And then you had the 4 of Newsmuckle, the 18 of Rowdy. Then I believe the 94, the 62, the 42, the 36, the 48, and the 93. As we head into stage 3 here. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be taking 4 fresh tires. Here we go for the restart, as Outlaw and Rowdy were the first 2 cars on this restart. We have a few guys getting loose, a few guys being a little impatient. We see them 4 wide through 3 and 4. That could have been a lot worse. Those guys made it through, maybe with just a little bit of beating and banging. Rowdy in third, all the way up to the high side, gets passed up by the 42. As Dinger Racing has made his way back around Newsmuckle for the lead here in Stage 3. We have the 94 of Pooh making his way down pit road. Waffle House roughing the 18 up a little bit. 18 giving him the bottom lane. So that moves Waffle House up into the 4th position. Now here's the 2 of Outlaw, who started on the pole for Stage 3, and he has found himself back in the 7th, 8th position. And there's the 4 of Newsmuckle. So ride along with him for a few laps and see how he manages this gap between himself and the 12 of Dinger Racing. And you can notice how they run 2 different lines. The 12 runs about a half a lane higher, with his right sides right on those dotted white lines through the center of the corner. And you've got Newsmuckle running all the way down, left side's right at the apron, right on that yellow line. 12 gets the wall, so does the 4. That opens the door for the 42 to get around Newsmuckle. And here we are with Cat Daddy now. We'll see if Cat Daddy's got anything for Dinger Racing. These things have gotten pretty sorted out. Everybody's pretty single file except for maybe 1 or 2 cars. The 62 car has gone around. 18 pounds the pit wall. As everyone has everything straightened back out. I believe the 62 of Waffle House just got loose off of turn 4 and found himself in the dirt. I Love Pooh, or I Love My Pooh, is back out on the racetrack, at least 2 laps down now. Here you see your leaders coming around here, as Outlaw is making his way out of the pit stop here. Now you see the 48 making a move on the 36 of Animated Wharf. So we have multiple cars around on the racetrack. The 62 again, Waffle House, and the 94 of Pooh. Now, Pooh just exited the pit stop. He made a green flag pit stop, and being he was involved in that caution, I don't believe that he will be getting the free pass. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys do here, as everyone does everything differently. So Outlaw in the Hertz number 2 will be your lucky dog. Pits are open this time. Outlaw gets his free pass and makes his way down the pit road. Now these guys will be running close on fuel from what I'm hearing. So it'll be interesting to see if we have some guys clutching it. If we have some guys run it all out. But they could possibly have another caution as well. If they do have another caution, then fuel strategy will probably go out the window at that point. So there you have it. 12 of Dinger Racing and the 42 of Cat Daddy will be your front row. So they enter turn 3. They will be taking green this time. And there will be 25 to go when they take the green. So they enter the Geico restart zone. Dinger takes off. 42, a little slow on his restart, but he doesn't allow the 12 to get too far away from him. Dinger clears him by a car length. Animated Wharf to the inside of the 42. 42 nails the wall coming off turn 2. Opens the door for the 36 to clear him as he enters turn 3 as they get together here. 42 hanging on the outside. That slows everybody up, and that's exactly what Dinger Racing wants to see. He wants to open this gap up as far as he possibly can, but not run his car too hard. Now these guys, like I said, they are close on fuel. So if Dinger can manage to save a lap or two, get himself a pretty decent gap. Get himself a pretty decent gap on these guys to where he can manage to save a lap or two without losing the lead. I think he'll be alright. As you see the 48, oh, the 42 and the 48 get together. So that is more than likely going to be a caution on the speedway here. We will see what the ruling is. There is no caution. So the 42 gets murdered down the back straightaway, and they are at 20 to go, I believe. 21 to go, 20 to go, one or the other. There you see the 48 of Wolfpack are riding there in third, but Animated Wharf in that 36, looks like it's an Exalta Chevy. Yes, that is Exalta. He is closing in on Dinger. Now it makes you wonder, is Dinger trying to save a lap or two of fuel right now? That 36 is closing in by a half a car length. He is really getting through the center and exit better than Dinger is. Dinger just looks too tight in the center here. It's right along with Animated Wharf. So there you see the gap between the 12 and the 36. 12 gets a hard entry compared to this 36, and that just means that the 36 is backing his corners up a little bit better than the 12 and allows him to get on that throttle a little bit sooner, primarily in turn 3 and 4. Looks like the 12 gets through 1 and 2 just a tad bit better. You can see that 36 closes the gap up, entering turn 1 through the center, and it allows the 12 to pull away a little bit. 36 is starting to take these corner entries hot. He shouldn't have changed anything if he did, that's for sure. Let's ride right on board with him here. As Dinger has a little bit of lag going on, but it clears up. Now it makes you question, was Dinger just taking it easy for a few laps, trying to manage his fuel and tires for the long run, expecting this thing to go green. Has the 36 already fallen off, where he set it up to be really good on the short run? He is starting to loosen up coming off of these corners. And you can see that 12 car is just opening the gap back up. We'll get back down here through the pack. You've got the 48 and 62, that is Wolfpack and Waffle House. They're battling it out for third position. It looks as though the 48 has some nose damage, possibly from nailing the wall off of turn 2 where the 42 made contact with him, and that put the 42 to the inside wall. And Rowdy is riding there to round out your top 5, followed up by Noosemuckle and Getter. So now the 48 is starting to pull away from this 62, and it looks as though the 18 is reeling the 62 in. The 62 almost loses it off turn 2. We'll check in on the leaders here real quick, and then we'll go take a few laps around with our in-race reporter, Rowdy. As the 94 of Pooh has parked his number 94 Ford on the front straightaway, I guess he has decided he's just going to spectate from his driver's seat. So there you see the gap between third and fourth with 8 laps to go. Rowdy is in the 4th position, followed up by Noosemuckle in the 5th position. Wonder what happened to that 62, if he's just completely lost the handle on his car. And he is dropped from 3rd or 4th all the way back here to about 8th or 9th, right in front of Cat Daddy. There's 7 laps to go now. And I believe Dinger's coming around to take the 6 to go. There is 6 to go. Now I know these guys said they were possibly close on fuel. These guys are close on fuel, will also be close on tires. Richmond is pretty harsh on your right rear tire. There's 5 laps to go. There you see the gap between 1st and 2nd. That is Animated Wharf and Dinger. The 62 around in turn 3 and 4. He is all by himself. I believe he was ghosted, as I know that had to scare the 12 of Dinger. Here comes Dinger through 3 and 4, as they take 3 to go this time. Dinger coming around for 2 to go here. He has had an impressive race so far. He had stage 1 stolen from him by Let's Go Brandon there for a 3 or 4 lap shootout at the end. Oh, Noosemuckle goes around in 3 and 4. That makes a 12 make evasive maneuvers. So he just takes the white flag this time by. Still a pretty decent gap between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So they are pretty even. And here comes Dinger heading into turn 3. Exiting turn 4 to take the checkered, your winner of Full Throttle Motorsports Cup Series at Richmond is the 12 of Dinger Racing. Second place is Animated Wharf. Third place is Wolfpack. Fourth place at one point was Rowdy, but I believe 42 got. So who finished in front of you? Was the 42 in front of you, Cat Daddy? Possibly Cat Daddy. And then the 18 of Rowdy, then the 4 of New Smuckle. And that is the end of the race. So I will pause the stream and we will be right back with the post-race interview with our winner, Dinger Racing. And we are back with the winner of the Full Throttle Motorsports at Cup Series at Richmond, Dinger Racing, the short track man. So I'll tell you what I saw, and then you can just talk to me about your race. I saw a strong performance all race, as usual when it comes to you in short tracks. We've seen you in the Truck Series and the Cup Series. But we've also seen you come up short a couple times in those long runs at the end. But tonight was your night, man. Looked like you had stage 1 stolen from you by Let's Go Brandon there in the late going.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me about your night overall, man.
Yeah, another perfect car again. and then everything fell into place finally. Like you mentioned, I had a couple taken from me on Tuesday at Bristol. I don't know how they get back into that fuel strategy, but I had no clue there was a fuel mileage race going on. But yeah, tonight car was handling perfect. That last run there, I was just saving my tires. That's why I let I think the 42 car catch me. And then once he got to my bumper, I just took off, and that was it. Thankfully, no cautions came out on that last run.
Yeah, I was wondering there in stage 3. I noticed you got a really good restart compared to the 42 car. And at that time, Rowdy had mentioned that it was possibly going to be a fuel strategy race at the end, that y'all were close on fuel. So whenever I saw you get a pretty good gap, I was wondering, and actually made a few comments of that you were trying to get a big gap and then maybe back it off to save some fuel, or maybe save on your tires a little bit. I was wondering exactly what you were doing there. But yeah, like you said, then as soon as he got to your bumper, it's like you just took off again. And I know it's always nice having a car that you can do that with and that handles well when you do it. But how's it feel to get some revenge at Richmond?
Yeah, feels great. That was tough on Tuesday. I think I led pretty much the whole race and then got away from me. But yeah, finally feels good to finish one all together and see what we can do on Tuesday in Miami, I think.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. I mean, you definitely had the strongest car for stages 2 and 3 guaranteed. Maybe not the best short run car. I think that's why you lost stage 1 there. Maybe I think you took 2 tires at the end of stage 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I
And
forget what
it
happened.
looked as though
2 people stayed out. I got hung up on the outside. Didn't have
yeah,
enough
and I
blast to
believe
come
Let's
back.
Go Brandon was the first car on 4 fresh tires.
Yep.
But I mean, he ended up with that 3 or 4 lap shootout. He ended up passing you up and getting stage 1 win, and then unfortunately lagged out. We also, on my end, experienced some technical difficulties, and I had to disconnect from the race and then load back into it to catch the last half of it. But it was a good performance. You definitely seem to be one of the guys that really set your car up for the long green flag runs.
Yeah, for sure. I love long runs, so whenever I can, I definitely set them up for the long runs. Thankfully, that last stage played out in the long run.
Yeah, it definitely worked out in your favor there. So you said next week on Tuesday for the Truck Series, we'll be going to Homestead, Miami. Where will we be going for the Cup Series?
Not positive. I'd have to double check the schedule.
All right, so we'll keep tabs on that, and we'll figure that out for next week. But speaking of Homestead, Miami, where does that track rank on your favorite tracks here? Is it one of your better tracks? Is it one that you struggle at? What's your expectations for Tuesday?
Yeah, I think we'll be competing for a win. It's definitely one of my top 10 favorite tracks because you can run the high line there. And I love running the high line, so yeah, as long as luck's on our side, I think we'll be up there fighting for a win.
You're gonna be hoping for those long green flag runs again?
Yeah, definitely a long run kind of track.
Nah, I hear you on that one. Just got to keep those cars straight, or them trucks straight coming off the corners, that's for sure.
Hell yeah.
But congratulations on your win tonight, man. I'm glad to see you finally bring it home, especially because I was told about you on the short tracks and that you're the one to watch, so I kind of keep an eye out on you and where you're at. And I'm happy to see you bring one home for sure. Anything you'd like to say before we disconnect the stream?
I think about covers it all. And I just appreciate you covering our races too. You're doing awesome stuff. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity as always. And we will see y'all Tuesday night at Homestead, Miami for the Full Throttle Motorsports Truck Series at Homestead. Take it easy, everybody.